What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. I've got some breaking news for you all, and to join me to give you the breaking news, I've got lead judges with me. I'm going to give it to you straight away. We're not going to mess around here. It's from David Ornstein. He said, Arsenal ready to sanction Eddie Nketiah, exit for Marseille. Proposed deal is a season-long loan. Plus the obligation in region of 30 million euros to buy. Personal terms for the 25-year-old Arsenal striker agreed on a 5-year contract. A ball is now in Marseille's court to decide if not to go or to proceed. So there's been a few, proposals for Eddie Nketiah to leave. I think I got some of it here. Marseille offered 20 million euros, which worked out to be about 16.8 million pounds. I think that's too low for Eddie Nketiah. As much as I think it is time for him to move on and us to look for another striker or to improve in that position, that is too low. So they've come with an improved offer. Edu, big him up, come with this improved offer. It seems like Marseille have liked what they're hearing when it comes to a season on loan with the obligation to buy. 30 million euros. Just give everyone full context. The window closes at the end of this month, 30th of August, so you will probably see a lot more deals being done. I know as Arsenal fans, we want to see more business. Obviously, Calafiori's in. Mikel Moreno seems like it's going to happen. I think people want a striker. I'm sure you're aware, Lee, like all the Arsenal fans want to see a striker. Will this affect it? Do you think Arsenal are waiting to sell a player like Eddie Nketiah before they start
doing more business? Well, they're not selling him, are they?
That's a good point.
They're not selling him. It's a loan, so that's going to affect us further down the line. I'd rather wait.
Yep.
See what happens with, say, like the Solanke situation at Bournemouth.
Fair.
You know what I mean? There could be an option for him to go at Bournemouth. Look, listen, I want Eddie to go on and have a lovely career. He's a nice guy and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting and what I seem to be hearing from a lot of people is that Arsenal have got to sell before they can buy.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't selling.
That's a good point.
It's not selling. You know what I mean? Alone, like, so I'd rather say, look, go a couple of million less and get the deal so we get the money in the bank to get what we need.
Okay, so you're saying, because obviously the obligation to buy it is the end of next season, so you'd just rather just say forget that and just take a little bit of a hit and then just get the money. Is that what you'd rather see from us?
Yeah, if it means us getting a player that we need.
Yeah.
We're short in midfield at this moment in time. This Mourinho one seems to have
gone a bit quiet.
Slowed down. Listen, that happened with Calafiori, if I'll be honest. And we got that over the line in the end. So, listen, we see Edu on Wednesday. He looked very chilled.
Yeah, he did.
He looked very chilled. You know what I mean? Like, he kept going like that. Calm down, judges. Calm down. So I listen. I'll always back him. You know what I mean, because of what he's done in the past and whatever. But I think at the end of the day, when I see players like Delap, who has hardly played in the Premier League, going to Ipswich for £20 million, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if Marseille want him, have him. It's not that we're going well over the top with the price or well under it or whatever. It's a fair deal. Get it done. I'm not loans. We've lent out Lokonga, who's never
on loan yet.
ever going to play for Arsenal again. Why are you loaning him?
Yeah.
Get take the hit and get them done, and then bring in the players that you want. It
is weird. You're right, Lee. I think there's a lot of loans from Arsenal. I don't know if that's. I'm not going to criticise the but is it the business of the club, or is it just the player that is being targeted? Because you're right, Lokonga, for me, that's not even an obligation to buy. That's an option to buy at the end of his contract for £10 million, which again, listen, he didn't do too much on Arsenal shirt, so it kind of probably makes sense his value. But again, it's another loan.
I don't know where I'm at now as a fan, as an old school fan and all that. But for me, a loan was so they can go on loan and improve as a player to come back and be the player for us.
For us, yeah.
If you look back in time, Paul Merson went to Brentford and then come back on loan to become a first team player. Jack Wilshere, you know what I mean? Like a lot of players have done it over the course of time. One or two haven't. Saka's not done it, but most of them have gone on loan.
Done it for us.
Come back and
then
all this thing now of going on loan. Like, let's look at Lokonga for instance, on loan at Luton last season. Now he's gone back out on loan again.
That is an odd one. It doesn't feel like he's going on loan to come back to us. It feels like he's going.
No. It's like with Eddie. What happens? Like, you go on loan, obligation, or is it?
It's an obligation. So hopefully it will end with
an obligation. Is not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. Yeah, they can still come back. Pull back.
So I don't see it like. Yeah. And then if it was me, I'd just wait a little while because once one happens, you know, it's a chain reaction. Like if Solanke does go to Tottenham or whatever, Bournemouth open. It might not be that they want Eddie, but then Bournemouth takes someone and it goes to somewhere else and whatever, like, you know.
So you're saying you would have preferred them to wait till, because there's still a lot of time, well, there's still the end of the month till the window closes. You would say just keep him here because someone, like you said, it might open the window for him to be sold to another club, because there was rumours that he was linked to many clubs wanted Eddie at one point. I remember Palace wanting him, even Bournemouth, they did want him at one point. So you're right. I think that is a good way to look at it. Maybe we should have held on to it a little bit longer, but I think a lot of the fans I speak with and hear from, they want Eddie to kind of be moved on and bring in it's desperate because they want to make business for Arsenal to sign.
I get that, and I, at times I feel a little bit.
Is that contradicting yourself?
Yeah, like, you know, well, just get him out. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't that bad.
No, he's not.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he has done a job for us in the past. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people forget Man United in the last-minute winner against Man United a couple of years ago, replaced Jesus and kept the momentum going for that title charge 2 seasons ago. So, let's just get rid of him, and then you haven't got nothing. Look, listen, if Arsenal bring in a striker, I don't think they'll start at the beginning of the season anyway because of Havertz or Jesus.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean, like, just get rid of him for whatever on a loan. I'm not so happy about that. Look, listen, if it was for money, and that would get us the next striker, then you go, thank you, Eddie, for what you've done for us, and it also helps us contribute and also helps us get a striker in the future is great.
Yeah.
But I'm not too happy on these loans. There was even talk about Smith Rowe going on loan at one stage, and you know, finally,
Fulham coming.
What happened was, I think that because Crystal Palace were interested as well, like Fulham up the ante.
But you know that as you've been around football for all your life as well, you know that when other clubs sniff around, that's when things kind of start to move in. When you're signing contracts, like you go to the club that's trying to sign you and say, look, this club wants me to come on.
Right, I know.
It puts pressure on them. So that does make sense.
They're offering me this.
That's exactly how you do it. It's part of the business. But you're right. I think the loan spells are becoming a little bit frustrating. Even for me as a fan, I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the comments, because even look at Kieran Tierney. He went on. He's back with us, by the way. I think people forget. I know he's injured, but he's still an Arsenal player now. And it's like, because he was on loan, why couldn't we have found, and I love Kieran Tierney, but we should have found a sale for him because he's good enough. But now it's another extra player once he's come back from his injury that we still have hold of. So
I get this thing that you can only have 25 men in a squad. So that means you might have to loan a couple of players out and everything. But you're right, Kieran Tierney is a perfect example of. We had an opportunity to sell him last season. I don't know who to, but like, you know, he's a good left back. Like, you know what I mean? We're not talking a rubbish player here. He's an international. Yeah. He just doesn't fit into the Arsenal system, but he's a bloody good left back. We put him on loan for a season. He's got injured playing for Scotland. Where is he now? We can't sell him.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are the things you got to do. You got, like, you know, sell the player. I don't, you know, sometimes you have to be a little bit ruthless.
I think that's important. I think it's a frustration. It's frustrating to me because there might be on the other. If you look on the other side of it, is Balogun went on loan to Reims and he scored a load of goals and we sold him for £35 million, which was a good fee. So he might have a really good loan spell at Marseille, Eddie Nketiah, and then it might be more money. It might not be. I don't know, but. It's frustrating because we think let's just get the money now and then hopefully we can move on. Even on that, the fee that he's been, you know, spoken about is 30 million euros, Lee. Like, do you think that's fair? So 25 million pounds, do you think that's fair for Eddie Nketiah? People in the comments as well, I'd love to know. Do you think I think it might be right from what maybe I'm going for recency bias, but we've watched him play recently, we've watched him on tour. Maybe his head's not in it as well because he understands that, you know, he's not part of Arteta's future plan. So, but he hasn't been great in the pre-season. Doesn't seem like he's at it. So I think 25 million pounds is a fair.
And how much should we pay for him? That's nothing. So at the end of the day, it's 25 million pound profit. Like, you know what I mean? It's different if you bought him for 20 million, you sell him for 25 or whatever. That's like, you know, point. Like Vieira, like, is a different kettle of fish. You know what I mean? When you bought him for 35. You know, he's got to come and do the business. But what I'm saying is, listen, Eddie's done well for us. Yeah. At the end of the day, you get 25 million, you just go, that's a good deal. Come on. Like, you know what I mean? All round, it ain't the end of the world. Yes, we'd like 50, 60 million, but he ain't going to get that. If you wanted 50, 60 million, right, you'd have sold him after the season before last. Yeah. And don't forget, there was a season before that when he would have been out of contract and gone for nothing. Exactly that. So, like, take the money and go, do you know what? It's a good deal for us, and it's a good deal for Eddie. And I don't think that's bad.
Amen. I think, I just want to end by saying, what he did, he did contribute to Arsenal, Eddie Nketiah. Let's not forget, he also made a senior debut for England as well. He's still eligible to play for Ghana, but he played for England as well. He scored goals. He is a good striker. And rightly so. Sorry, I agree with you. Not massively happy about the loan, but I'd prefer just get a sale done for him, but it is what it is. That's what the news is. I'm going to remind you all again. David Ornstein has said Arsenal ready to sanction Eddie Nketiah exit for Marseille. Proposed deal was a season-long loan plus a buy obligation in the region of 30. This is in the region as well of 30 million euros. So it's not guaranteed. It's 30 million euros. Personal terms of the 25-year-old Arsenal striker agreed on a 5-year contract. So that's the news. Thank you, Lee, for joining me, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below and like the video if you like the video. I will speak to you soon. Take care.